Here is 1 can's worth on the right hand railing, and I have already run out. So obviously I'm going to need to make another trip to Lowe's, but now I know, have a good idea what 1 can will do. Alright, let's try my second can and get on. This is ZINSSER 123 primer for all surfaces. Took care of all of this bare wood brand new railing that was put in. I have not sprayed the underside, but 2 cans is taking care of this whole railing, and I had this much left over to start the second railing. So just for giggles, I'm going to go back to Lowe's and I will purchase probably 4 more cans. This stuff dries pretty quick, and on this nice overcast in the 70s and 60s kind of day, I should be able to make good headway with this project that I wasn't going to do, but decided, so just do it. Alright, this is Mr. Handy Around the House signing off until the next video portion. Back from Lowe's with my 4 more cans of ZINSSER Bullseye 123 primer, and the good thing about it is I get a military discount, so it saves me a little money. So is it time to go to work? No, it is time to eat. And when you go to Lowe's, where I live, they have a hot dog vendor there. So we've got 2 chili hot dogs, jalapeno and cheese potato chips, and some orange almond dark chocolate to finish things off. And just to be healthy, I'm drinking Coke Zero. Alright, we'll get back to it later on. Time's over. So we've got the drop cloth laid out and we're ready to paint. I did some quick math in my head, and 6 of these cans minus my military discount comes out to about 40 bucks. So you might think, well, $40, that's a lot for spray paint. But you know what? Spray paint is quick and easy. You're not back and forth into the bucket with the brush, hard angle places. You're not got a bunch of drips going. It just makes sense to spray your primer on, and then you can do your masterful painting with your brush. Alright, let's see what happens. All primed now, and I was going to mention, after you pull your drop cloth away and you have, you know, hard to get to areas like right in there or right there, or an area here that your drop cloth wouldn't hang nicely, the easy trick to do, you don't need a fancy edger. You can just cut some pieces of cardboard, and if you need to make a right angle area of protection, you just lay these or hold these at right angles and spray away, and it works just fine. If, however, you want to you can buy one of these guys to paint along edges. Last time I used this was to paint along a chair rail, but I didn't want to spray paint all over this thing, so I figured the cardboard. My video cut off back there. I figured using this little improv cardboard technique works just fine. Okay, this ZINSSER spray should dry and be ready to use within 30 minutes. So I've got 2 full cans and 1 almost empty can. So to do this whole job and to treat bare areas from the older part of the railing, this part in here is all new, all this, and this part back here is older. So there were some areas up in here that needed some spray paint, and I did that. Some of you may or may not know, if you're followers of my channel, back in January 1st I was running to the house during a bad thunderstorm, and I slipped and fell wearing shoes like this that are terrible for getting wet inside. They become essentially boats for you to slip off of, and I went head first into this railing here and completely broke it. Ergo, new railings, and this post was rotten and loose from when we bought this house 4 years ago. So that's what's behind this little project. And next we're going to talk about the paint I'm going to use that I highly recommend. Railing painting. My last project a few days ago was after installing this new mailbox. I had to redo the post with Bondo, and I repainted everything with this Sherwin Williams top of the line middle grade paint called Latitude. Extra white gloss, exterior latex. This stuff works great. Now, it was pricey. I mean, this quart cost me like $24, and that was after they came down on the price, because the earlier price I just said, you got to be kidding. So they came down and sold me this quart. I liked it so much that I'm going to do the railings now with a gallon of Latitude. And even with a 25% off and a preferred customer discount added on top of that, this gallon of paint cost $71. Oh my God. It's been a long time since I've painted anything. But anyway, I highly recommend this stuff. It goes on nice and even and smooth first coat, and you know, judge for yourself. This looks great. It's a good coverage paint. So until later, I'll let the mailman figure this out. The railings are primed and drying. I may get to it later today, I may not. And if any of you are wondering, what is all that racket in the background? My next door neighbor, I think, is having hardwood floors installed. And the bizarre music is coming from my car. A mixture of space music. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Alright, until later, I'm going to go watch episode 3 of Halo, streaming on Paramount Plus. I highly recommend that show, even though I've never played the game. Well, like I said, it's time for Halo, Season 1, Episode 3. We'll tune back in later. Ciao. What Saturday? Yesterday was such a racket with all the noise going on. Here's a little update. I'm not going to do any more painting today because there's rain expected several times during the day, so I'm going to work on other things. But here's how I just painted the top railing and the post right along here, and the Latitude paint from Sherwin does a nice job. And here's the primed only look. Got a lot of these gaps in the wood and whatnot, and the Latitude paint is so nice and thick, it fills that all in. If you look here at this primed only, the one on the other side looked just like this, and now after the Latitude paint, there's less noticeable cracks. And if you look over here, the areas that were filled with wood putty where the nail heads were, pretty noticeable. Same thing was going on the other side, and you just barely see that at all. So the coverage is really good. I thought I'd just throw in this little quick thing here. The flower of the Ukraine is the sunflower. They're like one of the top 2 producers of sunflower oil in the world, and we are showing our support here with the Ukrainian flag. Alright, that's all for now. We'll get back probably tomorrow with an update. Hello everybody. I finally decided, after I think the first phase of the priming back in, I think it was April or May, I've decided here at the very end of October, a few days before November and right around the Halloween season, I've decided to go ahead and get painting again. And I will be using the same paint as discussed last time, the Sherwin-Williams Latitude. It's a great paint. I'll be using the Purdy brush here, and we'll get back to you later on. And also, it's a nice, cool day. Well, I have finished my little can of Latitude, and let you see how nice it coats. What a good job it does. I've painted here on both sides, and oh, great. Anyway, I am pleased with how it covers. Pretty dry already. See, there's a bug crawling around on it, and yeah, it's a nice coat. I am pleased. I still have these pickets to do on the railing on both sides. They need to be done, so that'll be pretty easy. we'll get back to it. It's time to get into the big can. Alright, signing off. Okay, the whole right side is now finished and it's drying. Part of the left side is done, the upper parts. None of the pickets are done. I'm gonna go get some lunch because it's lunchtime, and I'm pretty pleased with how this looks. I gave extra coats to this area here and the top railing and right up to there, because that really gets the most traffic as far as people holding on to and going up the steps. With my elderly mother-in-law living here, she uses the railing every day. Okay, time for lunch. We'll check back in later. Dear wife is whipping up some lunch for me. Just wanted to show you the difference in primed wood. I don't know if you can see the variations and the wood showing through, and the patched areas, not really complete, but there's your primed wood, and here is your primed and painted, and it looks so much better. So much better. I highly recommend this Sherwin-Williams Latitude paint. It is excellent. Okay, it's time for phase 2. Had my lunch, had my nap, got some Premiata Fornierii Marconi cranked up. I'm ready to get with it. Get painting. Hello, beautiful Japanese maple. Hello, work. As they say in France and Quebec, je suis fini. I'm finished. And I think it looks pretty good. Took me several hours. It's about 3:45, and I started this in the morning. Took an hour break for lunch, and overall, pretty pleased. I didn't spill too much paint on the brick. Looks pretty clean overall. Railing version 2. Thanks for tuning in. Ciao.